Hey, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Today I've got a fun one for you. I've got a brand overview of a brand of knives that I honestly never thought I'd have five of. This is going to be a quick review of Reeve knives. And I have got to say, it's been one of the most impressive brands I've ever run across out in the knife world. And it's not because they're brilliant on design, nor are they extremely innovative. They actually have very few models all around, and things do not change quickly with Reeve. Except for maybe the ownership. No, just kidding. But one thing about them that I appreciate the most is that the quality of what comes out of their factory at this point really is second to none to me. I really haven't found another brand that is as consistent as Reeve. And I'm saying that in folders and especially in fixed blades as well. Now this is not all the Reeves I've ever had and run across. I've owned quite a few, sold quite a few, and these are the ones that I've just really decided to keep. It's because these are the ones that I really like to put in use and have ready to go in other ways. But the Reeve brand is, they're not super unique. All I can really say is that they have incredible designs and great execution on what they do have. And that speaks marvels, especially for the price point that you're at. I mean, just in the folding realm, I've had Medfords and Spartan knives and I don't know, just a bunch of really high-end knives. Gorovs. Oh gosh, what's that crazy Japanese brand I've had? Oh my gosh, that was crazy expensive. Anyway, honestly, the quality control on all of those were never as good as Reeve. Now, some of them cost twice as much. Hinderers, oh my gosh, I've had Hinderers literally fall apart like right after coming out of the box. And it's just, was it a bad knife? No, but did quality control check their stuff? Hell no. No, they didn't. Neither does Medford. Oh my gosh, I had so many things wrong with Medfords and Spartans. And when you get into this price point, that stuff is unforgivable. It really is. It's not something that I ever want to have to deal with. Quality control is issues that happen in $100 knives or $200 knives and below. Anything above that, it better darn well be near perfect because you're not exactly paying for the materials at that point. It's just the way it is. It's how I view it. It's how I see it. And when you pick up a Reeve knife, I've probably run through 10 of them, and they are darn near perfect. The detents are incredible. The action is exactly what you expect out of all of them. They have all felt the same. When I'm comparing model to model, the grinds have actually been even on both sides. It's just those little things that really, 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 really matter. And I'm not going to say any of these are my favorite knives, although I do find these kind of come with me in important moments, like the Sebenza 31 here. Anytime I'm going to a dinner where I know there's going to be Pappy involved, you better believe this is in my pocket because it's so awesome to pull this sucker out. And oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it. Whenever I know I'm going to something where I just need to get work done and kind of want to be, I don't know, that just seems like it might be not the nicest neighborhood you're going for. Man, the Nkosi. I mean, not the Nkosi, the Umnumzan. That is definitely what's coming with me. And whenever I know I'm just going to be in the yard or on the property, just absolutely just tanking on things, or in the garage working on stuff or moving, this sucker comes along, the Nkosi, because it just puts in work. The Niall is just an awesome EDC. Oof, thick. See, it's very slicey. It's a great thing to have around, especially if you feel like you're just walking the yard, the property. Hitting the fields, it's fantastic to have. And then if you ever feel like you really might be in a crazy situation, well, you know what? This is just nice to have on your hip, or just strapped onto your bag, or thrown into your bag. You just really can't beat the Green Beret. This knife is freaking amazing. very well just ergonomic, contoured, even with the crazy like finger grips or finger grooves. I've never really been a huge fan of that, but you can just tell a lot of detail work went into the areas that matter. You know, lovely choils that are not sharp. That's a big deal, and you will not find that on almost any production knife out there. It's just the little details where that they chamfer, they round, that I love. I just absolutely love it. So I know this isn't going to be an amazing overview of, you know, what about their steels? I hear there's terrible things with F35VN. You know what? They run it soft. Cry me a river. Is this a soft S35VN? Yes. Are their fixed blades crazy soft? Yes. Are they also super easy to sharpen? Heck yes. They really are. Is their S45VN? Actually, I wouldn't say it's actually any softer than any other S45 I ran into. I think they harden these suckers up pretty well. Their 4V, how's that running? I think it's running pretty darn well. It still held the edge retention. It's just incredible so far. And I don't think it's super, super soft in comparison to other steels, but you know, I'll still run into a little bit more work on that. But do I think there's a problem with that? No, I don't. And I don't mind hard work, like just, you know, use knives actually being slightly on the softer end, because you know you're going to dull them up eventually if you use them a ton, and you don't want to have to spend forever actually resharpening them. And these really resharpen, or honestly, mostly just strop until you get damage on the blade. They strop up really, really nice. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And that's why I keep going back to Chris Reeve knives, is because they're just useful. And everybody says, oh, now they're meant to do hard use. Well, no one really says Chris Reeve knives are tanks. To the point where these things are freaking beastly. They're heavy. They're not super thin on their spines. That's for darn sure. Their blade stock thickness is usually thicker than it probably should be, but they hollow grind most of their stuff down to be very, very slicey and fantastic for the task that it's there for. And gosh, it's just really, really nice to be able to use something hard even when it's that gosh darn classy, and not have to worry about having any issues or massive amounts of chipping, because guess what? I got a super hard run of 20 CV. Yeah, that sucks. I still don't understand why hard use knives come in 20 CV. It kind of blows my mind, because they're not hard use at that point. They're just like, oh, okay, slicey use. It's a little bit of slice, and that's all you can ever do. I still love the ergos. Now, am I going to say these are the best knives out there? No, I'm not. I really am not. Chris Reeve designs are not the most truly ergonomic. If anything, they're kind of bland, but they work really well, and they're executed really, really well. And their tantos are just, I hated tanto knives until I started using Chris Reeve. They just changed the way you open stuff, you use knives. It makes it really, really easy and simple, and you find yourself going back to them over and over and over and over again in your EDC rotation, or your weekend rotation. It just really, really is nice. So there it is. These are not, I'm not going to say Chris Reeve is the best out there, but I am going to say you know exactly what you're going to get for your money. And it's going to be exactly, so far, I haven't had a bad experience with quality control. Their quality control is actually great. You know what you're going to get, and it's going to be good quality, and it's going to work exactly how it's supposed to. And a lot of things that are happening right now, especially in the U.S. market, are not coming out anywhere near this quality. And I am freaking talking to all the competition for Chris Reeve, all in the price points, especially Medford, especially Hinderer especially. Those two have had insane quality control issues in the year 2021 and 2022, to the point where I stopped even thinking about them. Are they great designs? Do they usually come out great? Sure, but do I find nearly almost more issues than not with them now? I will not put my money into them anymore. I can't. It just hurts the soul to think about spending that money and then having it fail you right off the bat and sending it back, being like, what the heck? Why didn't you spend have one guy that, makes $10 an hour who knows what they should look like and should feel like and should be tight and check things. All around, it just blows my mind. Same thing with on the fixed blade world too. Like this price point, there are a lot of different companies out there that are giving you wonky grinds or they're quote unquote semi-custom and they just kind of suck. Like you did great on how they look and then you get into the blade grind and you're like, did someone just kind of wing this, or you're a little bit tipsy, or you're pulling out the whiskey at 2 p.m. instead of 5. It is what it is. That's just what I've seen a ton of, and nobody seems to think that that's an issue in 2022. They're like, oh, I'd rather buy American made, and maybe everybody is behind and they're trying to pump out stuff fast, but stop it, slow down, and bloody make a good product. And thank you, Chris Reeve, for continuing to do that. And that's why I love Chris Reeve knives. I continue to work with them. I love working with them. They look good, they're really high quality, and they are worth the price. There you go. Was this kind of biased? It seemed kind of biased. I feel like I've been scorned a little bit, but just seeing the market as it is right now, there's a lot of unforgivable stuff that people are forgiving or just not talking about. So there we go. I still feel like in 2022, the customer service and the quality control coming off of Chris Reeve's son and his mom and his mother that are working the company now are fantastic, and they are crushing the competition. So if you like one of their designs, go for it. You're gonna enjoy it. If you hate how they look, hate how they feel, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. A lot of people don't think these are ergonomic at all. And you know what? We all have different hands. I'm not going to say they're the best. They're actually pretty plain Jane, but they work pretty well for me. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm a fan. They have my stamp of approval, and especially in this day and age where quality control doesn't seem to matter if you're a United States brand. Yeah, so else I still spend almost all my knife money goes to U.S. companies. It just does, but it's getting way more selective, and hopefully I can broaden it back up when I see that people are, they cut down on the rushing and they maybe spend a little extra time, and yes, it will cost a little more money to not put out crap stuff for $300 to $800. So yeah, if you're in that price point, you better be putting out fantastic quality. Anyway, that's a rant with Chris Reeve, and a reason why I am ranting is because Chris Reeve has solved the problems for me. Therefore, brand overview, I give them, 2 thumbs up, absolutely solid. So, buy with confidence. I don't think you're going to have any issues. I haven't as of yet, and it's been, 10 years of Chris Reeve knives. So, there we go. Have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.